What's happening, everybody? Of course, it's your host, Brink Young, coming straight out of them South Memphis slums. You are tuning in to the most award-winning independent talk show in the whole South. Talk about none other than Brink TV. Now, not just your TV set. Hey, we got a brand new face kicking it with us tonight on the icy white couch. And I'm going to be honest, man, they just won't keep it 100, but he will. And not only that, Bitchy from the land. We got my guy, Archangel. How you doing, family?
Man, what's going on, my brother?
Hey, first and foremost, I got to say thank you for being a guest on the show. It means a lot to have you kicking it with us on the icy white, man.
Man, happy to be here.
Hey, we got plenty to talk about, man, because one thing about you, dog, you are truly a visionary. You know, when I say Memphis artist, it's not the traditional, typical Memphis artist when I'm talking about this guy. This guy is truly an artist. We talk about like some Picasso type shit. If you look at his videos, if you listen to his songs, you don't even know that he from Memphis. I'll put it that way. He got some songs that'll put you in the mind of a Memphis artist, but he is nothing like your normal, ordinary, run-of-the-mill Memphis artist. We got to get into your story, man. Where you from, homie?
Man, listen, everybody always asks me where I'm from, and all I can tell them is, look, I was born in the Memphis hospital.
Okay.
That's what's on my birth certificate. It say the Memphis hospital. So I've been around the city, summer everywhere, growing up, dealing with my great aunt, which was my grandmother's twin.
Okay.
She was over there out Trigg and Lauderdale. Then I was over there out Tullahoma by the White Walls. My pop's in the Haven, been in the East. Just been everywhere around the city.
My man is definitely stamped all around there. Emski. Hey, this is what we're talking about. Shout out to everybody from the land, you know, the M10. We got to talk about that, man. Bitch, I'm from the land.
Yeah, ho.
Yeah. Let's talk about that, man.
I ain't even know I could cuss on this job. But
we there.
that song was my ode to the city. You know what I'm saying? Like, I knew a lot of the cadence from Project Pat, and then of course, the last part of it, I was doing an ode to Crunchy Black. How he did his song, nothing going on but the money, the power. So I did it like that just to show that, yeah, I'm from here. Yeah. And all of the sounds that was included into that, shout out to the producers, Bug and that boy Sin. Because I told them, because that boy Sin did beatboxing on the joint.
Wow.
And then, what is it? Bug did the guitar strings and everything else. So we brought all the soul and everything else, put it together with, you know, how 3-6 did all the other stuff with the bass and all of that. So we mixed all of it. Make sure we did something that was really, really Memphis. You know what I'm talking about? I
promise. We talking about one of the rawest songs out there. And just to give y'all a little bit more context, you know, the song is actually called 6. Tell them the project that it's on, man.
It's on my project called MUSIC. Man, you saw it coming.
Hey, he got plenty of acronyms. He coming through with the acronyms, man. I thought this was Sesame Street or Reading Rainbow when I perused through your music catalog, man. Matter of fact, it's in this man's writer's book. You understand me? You got a giant hymn of all time.
Yeah,
let's talk about that, man.
Hymn of all time is just me pretty much showing that. See, I got legend on my hat. Most of the people, shout out to Tom Ski Mask, Hardcore Montana, them brothers to me, big brothers to me. And they was like, you know, you've been doing this when we were doing it. So you're really a young OG, a young legend. So I'm owning that at this point. I'm like, I've been doing this for forever. So that's one of those like popping my collar. I'm that guy. You know, it's a little braggadocious, but it hits. Yeah. So when anybody hear it, of course, males who've been doing what they supposed to do, they be like, yeah, I'm him. Really him. I'm him of all time. You know what I'm saying?
I like that, man. So, hey, shout out to them goats, but hey, he is the H.O.A.T. Hey, brand new one out there. Like I say, it's available. Y'all make sure y'all tap in with that. Absolutely. Of course, we got to dive into a few things because you just mentioned that you've been doing this since the legends like Tom Ski Mask and all them was doing it. Man, off camera, you told me that you was basically putting out tapes back in the day.
Man, yes.
We ain't talking about just CDs. You was in the tape era.
Yes.
Take us back to that, man.
Man, I give a good shout out to Kaylee Casper Lee Da Vinci. He lived down the street from me.
Okay.
What ended up happening, we met because he saw me playing basketball. We hit it off then. But he had a 4-track at his house. We skipped school, or my grandma saying got to go to school that day or whatever. we'll be in the front, the living room, recording on 4 tracks. And most people don't realize those are one take things.
Yeah.
If you mess up, you got to rewind the tape all the way back and start all the way over.
Yeah.
And then you got to rewind it to do your doubles and everything else all the way over. So that process, that's what led me to be able to go to the studio and just go through stuff like that.
Facts.
Yeah.
That's
Yeah,
a different era,
different.
different time. Ain't no punching in.
None.
You understand me? Wasn't no punching in. And I feel like that's what made the greats of that time, you know.
Absolutely.
I don't know if the cats from this era would be able to do all that.
Yeah, because ain't nobody, they not getting the proper training or the tools or anything like that. Some of them not listening. Some of them could if they listen.
Yeah.
They got some big dudes, some big brothers around to show them how to do that, just like I had when I was doing my stuff. It'll work that way, but a lot of them be like, man, nah, let me do these 2 bars, punch me in. I'm gonna do these 2 bars, punch me in. So you be in there 4 hours with one
You
artist.
gotta buy block time at that rate.
Listen, that's rough. I don't know how they do that.
I'm talking about practicing your song before you get to the studio. That way you don't mess up. You know all your ad libs, you know all your fill-ins.
There you go.
I mean, I'm just, hey, I've been around this business. So of course, let's talk about like some of the artists that you was rocking with coming up. Like, who was in them speakers for you, man?
Man, to be honest, I was my grandmother a lot. So I was listening to oldies.
Yeah.
You know, let me see. Whispers, Gladys Knight and Pips. I was listening to older music, so Michael Jackson and all of them folks. So I was listening to that before I even got into rap music. And the person who really pushed me, peer pressured me into doing rap, he's no longer with us. But his name is Jason Ritter. He lived in the hood with us. Most people over there knew him as Chino XL. That was my guy.
Yeah.
He was like, man, you gotta rap, bro. You bump it. Because I was doing poetry.
Okay.
He seen one of my poems. He was like, bro, nah, rap. You gotta rap. He the one that got me to doing it.
Yeah.
So, hey, guess he knew I had a gift.
Oh, man. Like I say, man, this guy's all over the place with his talent. You know, not only from that aspect, but you got bars too. You know what I'm saying? Like the thing that I noticed about you, like I say, just kind of, going through your catalog over the years, like you can make any type of music if you want to make something for the ladies.
Yeah.
You're expert at that.
Yeah.
You know, if you want to make something that's for the, no disrespect, backpackers, you're expert at that.
Yeah.
If you want to make something that's going to turn you up in your whip, you riding on them things, you got them 12s in the back, you're expert at that. Where's all this coming from, man? This is true artistry.
Man, honestly, most people want to say they artists, but they never study.
Yeah.
You know, I pride myself on studying the art of hip hop.
Yeah.
And most people don't do that. They be like, yeah, I can rap. I say this, anybody can rap.
Yeah.
I got a daughter that can rap.
Yeah.
She's 6 years old. She probably can rap. But nah, if you study it, you learn cadence, you learn pocket control, you learn mood music, certain things that can liven you up or tone you down or make you think. Study.
Yeah.
This is no different than like going to school. This is a history lesson, so people got to go into to studying the art form of hip hop. You know what I'm saying? But most missed it.
Yeah.
They just like the popularity of it.
Oh, man, it's like a popularity contest. Sometimes it feels like the industry is just like high school all over again.
There you go.
Except we all in most of us is in our 30s and 40s. But some of the younger cats, they in their 20s, but they act like they ain't even graduated yet. They just still doing the same old, same old. But I brought up the bars to get into the Bucket Hat Chronicles. That's a freestyle series that you've been doing on YouTube for a minute. Let's get into that, man.
My boy Ralph, he does pictures. Me and him, tight. That's a brother. I tell people either I got brothers or associates, man. If that's how it is with me.
Yeah.
We were talking. He was like, "Man, I want to do something different. I wanna be able to deal with an artist that does something that's not the same." I was like, "Well, the areas and different places we can do stuff." Yeah. I said, "Well, I tell you what, I like bucket hats. Let's try something."
Yeah.
And we ended up doing that. And shout out to Billy's too, Polar Bear, because he sponsored a couple of bucket hats for me and everything else.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And everybody looked at it. I didn't think people would pay attention to it like that. I was just doing something with my homeboy, with a brother of mine, but it worked out.
Yeah.
So yeah, I rock with it. rock with it. We probably gonna end up making it bigger and bringing other people to do certain things on that too. So y'all stay tuned for that.
What I'm saying, man, I'm popping through with a 16. Just
Man,
let
come
me know.
on, bro.
I'm
Come
pulling
on.
up. I'm scared.
Talk to me.
Hey, young Brink. Anyway, I ain't even finna get into that. Don't Google that, kids. But another thing we got to talk about, man, you dropped a single with my guy Soulful Scony, man. Dude is
That's my
super
guy.
talented. The song is called Windows.
Yes.
Now, take us through Windows because I want to jump into the video next, but take us through the song Windows.
It's just a portrait of a guy really dealing with two dope young ladies, and he can't keep doing that because somebody's gonna be like, you gotta choose. So before the women start saying it, he's saying it to himself. He's like, man, this one dope on this end, this one dope on this end. I like both of them. I gotta figure this out because it ain't gonna last too long. Either I'm gonna lose both of them or I'm just end up with one. So that was the whole subject matter of that.
And the thing that I like about it so much, especially the video, like I feel like it encapsulates a man trying to choose the best woman for him.
Absolutely.
I've been in that situation before. I'm pretty sure a lot of viewers have been in that situation before. And I definitely want to take a pause for the call. Shout out to Gorilla Lemonade, by the way.
He's a fact too.
Hey, say that again. Let them know.
Bye. You heard me.
I promise. Hey, this is what we doing. Shout out to Gorilla Lemonade. But back to the topic. I've been in this situation, and it brought me to the point to where I had to write both of their names down on a sheet of paper and then kind of write the pros and cons of both women and then see how they measured up and then pick from there. Obviously, I ain't end up with neither one of them, but I mean, sometimes you got to assess the situation.
True. Man, it's crazy.
Is it happening to you, man?
Yeah.
True story.
Yeah.
Okay.
Absolutely. I ain't end up with none one of me.
Hey, it's real out here, man. But of course, another song we got to talk about, man. You was definitely doing your thing with the Things That I Like featuring Spradley Cooper. You dropped that back in December. Let's talk about that.
Yeah, shout out to Armor Sounds, Tokyo Chan. That was the producer of it.
Okay.
I've known him, and he was in Nashville. I've known him for over 10 years, and he was like, bro, we got to make something happen. And Spradley is one of his artists. So I was like, bro, what you got? He's like, well, I got this other little song. Let me send it to you and see how it sounds. I was like, oh, man, I got you. Yeah. Let's do this. So I ended up recording it, sent him the rough. He was like, oh, this on point. This is exactly what was needed. I was like, hey, you know where I'm at? Let's make it happen. So we ended up doing that. And shouts out to Spradley, because Spradley is cold. That is a dope artist. And most people don't pay attention to artists of that magnitude. But he's dope. Yeah. So we ended up doing that, and it came out, man, it came out right. And shouts out to my engineer, man, Crown Vega. He's an artist too.
Yeah, I know Crown.
Yeah, that's my dog. He's been my engineer over 10 years at this point.
Wow.
So you don't bend it, don't break it. If it ain't broke, don't fix it. You know what I'm saying?
Hey, when you lock in with them solid people, man, they on point at all times. Man, they could do it in their sleep. You stay locked in.
Yes, that's my dog. So it ended up being a dope song, and I'm geared towards doing songs with R&B artists. I sound better with them. I know how to connect with them and make sure that we do the best. And women's songs. Yeah. Geared towards women. I understand how to gear towards women. You know what I'm saying? So most people miss that, but I'm good with that. I studied it a lot. But most people overlooked it because we got to think about one artist that did it. LL Cool J.
Facts.
He went from hardcore, in your face, to I Need Love. Yeah. Most people didn't recognize that. So for T.I. to bring out King, he had to study that too. Yeah. Most people don't look at that. I look at all of it.
Next thing you know, hey, let's get a room.
You know what I'm saying?
Let's get away.
On
a room on the
side
other side of town. You know. I think that whole thing about LL Cool J is incredible. I remember watching an interview recently, and they was, felt like they was trying to give him static about, starting out hard and then going more catering to the ladies. But he said it himself. I still drop hard stuff.
Absolutely.
He gave a mixture of both. And I think that's what it's all about, being able to give it all. Speaking of giving it all, man, we got to talk about the Hallelujah music series, man. You've been dropping them songs back to back, man. Let's get into them.
Man, that was honestly the Hallelujah music series came into effect because I was attempting to make my album.
Okay.
So all the songs that ended up on the Hallelujah music, look, my tongue tying and everything else, Hallelujah music, came from the songs that didn't make it to the album. So hard songs,
Yeah.
and didn't think they were that hard, but they ended up being a trifecta because I made three different projects with it.
Yeah.
So yeah, it's man.
And speaking of three, man, that third one, man, I mean, it's like you had everybody who I'm cool with on this.
Yes, sir.
From Zedzilla, he was on the song called Hood,
That's my
right?
dog. Yep.
Man, then I think you had my guy, was it Iron? With LC?
Yep, absolutely. Yep. Absolutely.
You had that on there. You had a joint with No Soda was on there.
Absolutely.
Matter of fact, We Ain't the Same. That was the joint with No Soda.
Everybody loved that song.
Yeah.
And we did the video. We shot the video over there in Bethel Grove.
Yeah.
Down the street from one of my grandmother's house, man. Right on the parking lot by Family Dollar and everything else, man. So, yeah. And shout out to Soda. That's my guy. Shout out to Zed, too. That's my guy. I know I was over there with him in 4th and Walker playing video games on the little small TV on top of the big TV. So, I go back with people, man.
Yeah.
So, LC, I've known LC for forever. That goes back to the Double R days off Kirby and Crumpler when we was at this studio. So it's all love on this side of the fence.
It's one name that was on that project, and I'm just trying to figure out how the hell you get them on there. We talk about Gorilla Zoe, man.
Man,
don't feed the animals, man. How you get Zoe on the project?
On the road.
I promise, man, because I'm a hood nigga.
I ended up. It was a young lady who knew him, and I can't remember her name to save my life. But she was like, I can talk to him and such and such. I said, okay, let me know what's going on. She talked to him. We worked it out. I got him and Black on C-Bone. Most people don't remember who Black on C-Bone is. But if you remember, I think it was Outkast song, the Kryptonite song.
Okay.
Black on C-Bone. It's on
so
that
he
chart.
was one of the Purple Ribbon All-Stars.
Yeah, he was one of the Purple Ribbon All-Stars.
Yeah,
so, a DJ in Atlanta got him on the song for me because he was the DJ for him. So I got him, got Zoe, and did the song.
Yeah.
Ain't nobody out rapping me. Ain't nobody out rapping me.
Yeah.
They did their thing on there, but you not out rapping me, bro. So yeah, I ended up doing it, and it's a blessing to be able to do that.
And you definitely had to say, bitch, I'm about my hustle. Let them know. But hey, the song is called Bout Mine. You know, it's available, like I say, on that project. Hallelujah Music Volume 3. Like I say, he got so many bangers on that joint. One person I want to bring up real quick, man, and it kind of took me by surprise. You know, this is obviously not about the project, off subject, but a little while ago, I was doing the Brink TV Music You Live Countdown, which I don't know, I might bring back one day. Maybe not. Who knows? We'll see. I still got the, everything. I got the paperwork on all that,
Hey, hold it.
Domain name and all that. I got all that. So we might. But I get a submission from a young man. He's super dope. I mean, super dope. I see the visual. Visual is crazy because it's like, it's got stuff on the wall. And I see like Memphis artists on images, posters or whatnot. And the stuff on like the Memphis artists are jumping out. It's like 3D. And then the song is hard and it's real melodic. And the young man's trap. We talking about MES trap.
Right.
Who is that?
Right. It's a young artist from Memphis.
Yeah, he's pretty cool.
Yeah, he's pretty cool.
Yeah.
So happened to be my son.
Wow. See, that's the part that threw me off. Yeah. I was like, what? That's he was like, yo.
Yeah, so happened to be my son. He's gifted in a lot of ways that I wasn't gifted at that age. He's 21 now.
Yeah.
He can do a lot.
Yeah.
Like he can do the melodic. He can do that version of everything else. And all I can say is it's amazing to see.
Yeah.
And I hope he hones into his craft and becomes the best version of who he is when it comes to music. But that jump right there, it'll catch you.
Let me ask you this, man. What was the feeling like when you first discovered that he could rap?
It's eerie. It's like I don't know about this.
Okay.
You know, because that is my child. You know what I'm saying?
Gotcha.
So I'm like, I don't know. But
So is that the protective nature?
That's pretty much the protective nature. But
Gotcha.
once you get outside of yourself and be like, hey, he's
Yeah.
individual, do this. Like, you know what? You want to do it? Okay.
Yeah.
Let me move you around some people, get you connected to some folks, let you be what you want to be. You know what I'm saying? I don't want to be the person in front of you shielding you from stuff, but I can always give you the advice, steer you to the right people so you can do what you want to do.
True. Yeah.
That's my thing. Yeah, he's extremely gifted. Way more gifted than I was.
At that age.
At that age, yeah. Absolutely. So I want him to hone it.
Man, we gonna get some Brun and Brunny type action going on. I mean,
we'll see. We'll see. Maybe it's time. We'll see.
Okay.
Yeah, I want him to honor who he is.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So I'll be happy from the background.
No doubt, no doubt. So let's go ahead and get into the hip hop scene in Memphis right now. We've seen so many artists within the last, honestly, 2.5, almost 3 years, just blow up, become household names.
Right.
We got Grammy nominated artists. That's something we ain't had in all of, well, let me say this, Grammy nominated rappers. Because obviously it's been Grammy nominated people from the M.
Right.
But I mean Grammy nominated rappers. That's something that we wasn't having in the early 2000s and in the 90s when we was coming up. How you feel, man?
I mean, it's about time. Because sound has been taken so many times, so many years, so many decades that they had to actually look back. Everybody's saying, yeah, we got the Memphis sound. We got the Memphis sound. You see the G-Eazy. You see, who that guy? What's his name? She got babies.
Oh, you talking about A$AP Rocky?
Yeah, all them. They whole squad with all the Memphis stuff.
Wiz.
Wiz. Even the damn album from Kendrick Lamar.
Yeah.
Like, you go down the line, everybody from every region, every access of the United States has been using the Memphis sound. So for somebody from this city to actually get the credit and they from here, magnificent. I love it.
Do you think that the Memphis sound is so rapidly used and so frequently used, widespread, because maybe the world, or maybe I should say the industry, look at it as, oh, this is discounted, you know, I could get this for cheap?
It's so with that. It's half and half.
Okay.
They know that it's infectious.
Yeah.
So they use it because of that. But if you don't actually have a Memphis person, you're not gonna get the quality that you believe you.
Facts. You know, facts. Because I mean, I look at it like this: like if you borrow a sound from Memphis, and I ain't even talk about sampling. If you borrow a style, ain't nobody finna come say, hey, you know. I mean, because we have no official ties to anything. You know what I mean? Even though we got claim, but we have no type of, you know, you can't trademark a triplet, you know, like you can't. So if, to me, it feels like, oh, well, they don't really have much of a, you know, a record company presence there. We can just go pillage and take who's gonna do something. You know, it's not like a quote unquote borough in New York where no, son, you got this. You know, I just feel like the industry just kind of, oh, Memphis ain't did nothing. I'm finna take some more.
Yeah, they can pick and choose.
I'm finna take some more. That's how I feel.
They've been doing it since the 90s, though.
Yeah.
You know, I always say this when everybody was geared into Lil Jon and everything else.
Man,
it came from when 3 6 went down there and did tear the club up and scared all the Atlanta scene. But Lil Jon was like,
yeah,
we gonna turn Buck to Crunk.
Yep.
And they made money off of it. So,
you know, I can remember, and obviously, rest in peace, Pimp C. I can remember Pimp C doing an interview, and of course, he was lashing out at a lot of Atlanta artists.
Yeah,
I remember him saying they stole that style from 3 6 Mafia.
Right.
It's like people glossed over they glossed over that point. They heard everything else he said and harped on it, but nobody said nothing about that part right there.
Man.
As far as the industry, Memphis, obviously,
of course,
you know.
Remember when 2 Chainz, when Migos first came out and 2 Chainz said, "Yeah, that's 3-6,"
Yeah.
and they got mad?
Yeah.
I'm like, y'all don't realize it. Like they telling y'all, nah,
Yeah.
bro, this 3-6 over there. They
Yeah.
was rapping fast like that, or Infamous and all them snapping.
And shout out to 2 Chainz. I feel like 2 Chainz is one of those people who pay so much homage to the city.
Absolutely.
I like the people that do that, that
Yeah.
acknowledge, the city and don't just pull from it.
Right.
You can do features with the artists, put money in their pocket, put money into the city, but don't just, like I say, man, I got that chip on my shoulder. You understand me? Hey, I believe Don Tripp said it in the song recently. He said he got a chip up on his shoulder the size of a piece of pie.
Man.
And I feel the same way about my city. I'm glad that we finally starting to get the recognition that we deserve. We've been putting on forever. Like I checked out the I don't know if you've seen it yet, but I checked out the Stacks documentary on HBO Max or whatnot.
Yeah.
And just to see all of the large songs that I've heard my parents and grandparents play.
Right.
Dang, that came from here?
Yeah, I watched it.
You see what I'm saying?
Yeah, I watched it. I was like, yep. We don't realize how much of a presence.
Yeah.
And it's a beautiful thing, but it's still one of those, we don't own
it. Yeah.
I wish we would.
I wish we could.
Yeah, that too.
I mean, don't get me wrong, and I don't want y'all to think that Memphis is pushovers or nothing like that, but I just wish that we had more of a Debo mentality when it comes to the industry. Right. A lot of us, and I'm going to say us, a lot of us just be happy to be there.
Yeah.
That we don't come in that thing, I bet you won't push them up. We don't come in the industry like that.
Right.
We happy to be there. We happy to finally made it up out the trap. We made it out the hood. You got to come in there jump throwing bows, homie.
Yeah, it's the acceptance thing that we had because we don't know us, so somebody finally see me from a different space. I would just come in real meek.
Yeah.
I appreciate it. No, man, own that.
Yeah.
Own that. You ain't see, most people use the word humble. I was like, I'm nowhere near humble. I'm modest, but I ain't humble. Because I can own mine. It's a difference between being cocky and being confident. I'm always confident.
Yeah.
I know what I can do. Why should I act like I don't know what I'm doing? I got this. I'm cold. Been cold. Don't mean I can't say you ain't cold. Everybody I see around, I'm like, y'all dope. I am too. We all dope. We in a mesh pot. Memphis is a mesh pot of artistic abilities beyond compare. Whether you drawing, photography, any type of visual arts, music, all of that. It's just a melting pot of just amazing artistic people. Even you with all of this, with BrinkTV. The vision, you know what I'm saying? That's artistic ability. Everybody around here is dope with all of this. So, man, I love being from Memphis. That's all I can say.
Of course, that's how I feel. I feel the exact same way. But it's another project that we got to talk about, man. We got to talk about that Off-Center EP you dropped back in. I think that was, 2017?
Something like that.
Yeah.
I can't remember, man. But, yeah, dope. That one got Virgos and
Lady Stacks.
Lady Stacks
yep.
up there. Happy to do that. That was very off-center.
Yeah.
That's the main reason I did that one. And one of my favorite songs off of there is the one that gets overlooked because it's focused on appreciating men for being men. And it's called The Man. It got Bryce Dean on that joint singing.
Yeah.
Love that joint, man.
Yeah.
I done did too many of these.
Definitely want to give a shout out to my guy Bryce Dean though, because like you said, man, The Man is a different song.
Yeah.
It's a different song. But me, I'm stuck on that 100 though.
I know it. They just won't keep it 100. You know what I'm saying?
Shout out to my guy Virgos, man. Of course, crazy thing about Virgos, man. The first inkling I heard of him is when he won the K97s. The next big thing.
Man,
you remember that?
Yeah. They ain't give him everything they were supposed to give him. I don't like that either. But he won. He definitely won.
Hey,
he deserved it.
Shout out to my guy Virgos, and of course Lady Stacks, and of course I did shout out my guy Bryce Dean. I know him as Randy.
Yeah, we both do.
But outside of music, man, what you be into? Any hobbies? What's popping in your downtime, man?
Man, right now talking to different publishers because I got a book that I'm bringing out. It's a fictional book.
Okay.
Based off of I'm always in the Caribbean and everything else. I just came back from based off of that, but it's old man versus young man.
Okay.
And it's one of those type of things putting there their heritage and everything else in there. So I wanted to view that from a different point. Doing that, dealing with holistic herbs and everything else, I do that on the side. Man, talking to people about music, helping them learn how to manage their stuff. Man, whatever it is that I feel like is cool, trying to learn voiceovers at this point.
Man.
You know, so I just dibble and dabble in a lot of stuff. I'm just one of those people who see something I like and say, hey, let me just do it.
Yeah.
I ain't a try person, I'm a do person.
I feel you, man. And of course, like, I feel like you're capable of dang near whatever you put your hands at,
Absolutely.
you can get it popping. You
Absolutely.
know, I want to dive into your visuals real quick, man, because that's one thing that I noticed about your music early on. Like, a lot of people are doing what you were doing then. They're doing it now.
Man, it's funny.
You creating visuals to damn near every song, and it was not just, you know how the people do lyric videos? Nah, you had actual motion going on. It was people.
Right.
It was scenarios being played out.
Right.
Let's talk about it, man.
Like I said, it's art. And most people, if you listen to the songs, you can see what's going on. So if you're not paying attention to that, you'll miss it. But my whole thing was, they don't hear the song, and most people are visual people. Let's make a visual, and then they'll actually hear the song. Because a lot of people, just like the one that I did with Soda, we ain't the same.
Mm-hmm.
When I brought out the visual, I got a whole lot more response. They're like, man, this song so hard. I like the video and everything else. Everybody was talking about how people got the mics out in the middle of the street and everything else. It's like, bro, you did that for everybody.
Talk to them.
Well, hey, I'm just a visionary when it comes to stuff.
Yeah.
I want to do stuff that nobody's thinking about. Let's just try it.
Yeah.
Even when I got anime videos with the Learjet chunk, people start doing that. I'm like, I just see something and want to try it.
You got a song called Sinner.
Mm-hmm.
Tell me about that, man.
I
I didn't know what to expect when I first put it on there. And then it just blew my mind. I'm like, wait a minute now. Is this house? Is this techno? What am I listening to?
Oh man, it's just trying to dive into being as creative and as far away from what you are as possible while being yourself. And most people don't even want to dive into that. Like, techno is not really that hard.
No, it's not.
You know what I'm saying? And rap is really the fast version of disco, but most people don't want to admit that.
Yeah.
So I'm like, let's peel back some stuff and try to figure out how we can put this piece and this piece together.
And what's crazy, I'm pretty sure that's probably one of your most streamed.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like, because, hey, I mean, different types of people listen to different types of music. Like
Absolutely.
you say, he basically handcrafts, or should I say, verbally crafts music for any type of mood that you could think of. So like I told y'all, my guy is definitely the consummate artist. Y'all make sure y'all tap in with him. I got a question, man. It's kind of off the wall. But if it could be somebody from the M that you want to work with, but they done passed away, who would it be?
The fact that I was close, I probably would have ended up doing something with Infamous.
Scarecrow.
Of course, because most people only think of how he did music the way that he did it with 3-6.
Yeah.
But he has other ways and other facets of doing stuff, and I would have loved to exhibit that somehow. Yeah,
you know, it's crazy, man. Coming up, listening to 3-6, to me, he was my favorite rapper.
Of course.
I like Juicy J's, like, vibrato and how he was just kind of, potty mouth like me. But I think when it came down to rapping, I felt like you can put him against anybody from New York. You can put him against anybody from Cali. You can put him against the guys from Cleveland. I think their name is Bone Thugs. But anyway, but I feel like you could put him. I feel like you could put him against anybody, and he would have just smoked whoever. Yeah.
Because he just had an undeniable talent. You can't take that away from him.
Yeah.
It's no different than Gangsta Boo. When you hear Crime Mob,
yeah.
You hear Gangsta Boo.
Man.
Undeniable. You know what I'm saying? So that's one of those things. I was close to Lola too. God, rest in peace.
Yeah.
So yeah, it's different.
Let me ask you, which musical death from Memphis would you say impacted you the most?
Hard to put a finger on all of that.
Because, I can understand, like, we grew up listening to 3-6 Mafia, so obviously they've been with us the longest.
It's a natural thing. It's like it's in your bloodstream when it comes to them.
Yeah.
Them and like Al Green and everybody else. So like I've been around all of this.
Yeah.
So it's a mesh of all of it.
Yeah.
So that's hard to put a finger on.
Yeah.
If I did that, I'd be picking and choosing. I don't want to pick out
I
of them.
feel you, man. I feel you, man. But definitely, RIP to the ones we lost.
Yeah, absolutely.
I'd like to ask you, man, since you've been doing this for such a long time, which moment of your career would you love to revisit and just be in that moment again, like feel again, whether it was a time on stage, a big stage, or a studio session with somebody, or working on a specific song? Like which moment would you like to, okay, I just want to be there one more again?
I remember the early 2000s. I was constantly going back and forth between here and the A.
Okay.
I ended up spending a couple of days with Hustle Gang them.
Wow.
Doing a number of songs. They had a hub where they were doing a lot of stuff. And just being around it and seeing how people would just let's get stuff done. Let's do this. Let's do this. Being put into a space where you had to get to it.
Facts.
I love that.
Yeah.
Because it was like, damn, you got to make it or break it. Either you gonna do it or you ain't. You on this or you off of this.
Yeah.
So that was dope. It'd be dope to be in that space again, to be like, you on a time system. You gotta go and get it in or you ain't gonna be on it.
Yeah.
That was dope.
It's funny you mentioned that. It kind of reminds me of the show Making the Band.
Mm-hmm.
And watching it as a youngster, like in my mind, it put me into that space. Okay, would I be able to write a song in 15 minutes?
Right.
It take me 2 hours, what I'm saying, to write a full three 3/16 a chorus and then a bridge, what I'm saying?
Right.
And it's funny to even basically talk about that song structure, and no song is like that.
Nah, we went from 4-minute songs to 2 minutes and 30 to 3 minutes. Yeah.
We got 8s,
yeah,
12s,
8, maybe.
no 16s,
nothing.
One verse.
Maybe one verse. It is 2 minutes long and that's it.
No chorus.
Nothing. Yeah. So you like, dang, the structure is wild now.
I hear these young cats, man, I just get in there, I just drop. And I'm just like, bruh, the song is a minute, 30 seconds. I think I heard, is that Big X the Plug? He was talking about it in the interview. He was like, man, I try to make sure all my songs be, 2 minutes or less. I'm like, 2 minutes? Yeah. I remember them times we was in the club and people was waiting on the third verse of a song.
Right.
Because that would be the hardest.
Right.
Ain't no third verses no more unless it's a remix.
And then the remix is cut it short now.
Man.
That's wow.
We've been in the game a long time, ladies and gentlemen. We might not look our age, but we definitely are age, man. Yeah, so what else you got coming up, man, that you want to promote? I know you mentioned the books, obviously the music, anything else you want to tap into, man?
No Hope. Y'all need to listen to that. That, of course, that's my thing. I got another project with Crown Vega.
Okay.
One of them, I can't remember. I think we're gonna bring that out in March. It'll probably be like a March Madness project. We got some shots on it. That jump right there too hard. So that project with me and him, I'm supposed to be doing a collective project with Virgos too.
Okay.
We're gonna see how that go. And my other engineer, when Crown is out and doing what he need to do, Big D, we got a song get ready to come out. You know that. So I'm everywhere, bro. Like, everybody calling me to do different stuff. I'm like, yeah, let's do it then.
You still writing or everything up here?
I ain't wrote a song down since 2007.
Damn.
So everything you hear is me doing this. And I got to give a shot to Big Phil, because the song I was doing a feature for, that was back in the Trap House days.
Yeah. Union.
Yeah. I was doing a feature for somebody. Big Phil was like, it's hard, but you can be harder than that. And he deleted my verse.
Wow.
And I wasn't writing.
Yeah.
So he was like, you come harder than that. It didn't do nothing but motivate me. Usually a person get mad. I was like, nah, I bet. Sat there for about 5-10 minutes, made another verse, went in there and did it. He's like, told you. So from that point forward, I always thought about that when I got ready to do music because of Big Phil.
Yeah.
So shout out to my dog, man. Big Phil.
Definitely shout out to Big Phil. Where you at? Arizona now?
Man, somewhere out there,
hey,
bro.
That might be getting to that cheddar, man. Like, wherever he be at, it's some money changing hands. You understand me?
Absolutely.
Definitely a super hard engineer. You know, he doing this thing. Been doing it for a minute. But of course, go ahead and run out of social media, man. Let the people know how they can stay tapped in with you, man.
Okay. Most cases people be on IG. In those different places, you put man first, artist second. That's MAN 1ST artist 2ND artist second. If you're on Facebook, it'll be my name, Torrance Brown. You probably see me on somebody beach on that joint. Reach out that way. You know, if not, you need to hit me on some business stuff. Just groundlevelleaders@gmail.com. Hit me up. We'll make it happen.
Absolutely, man. My favorite time of the show on BrinkTV. We got 2 cameras. This camera over here, this your camera. I need you to look into that camera. Tell them why they should rock with you, why they should stream H.O.A.T, why they should stream all of the projects like the Hallelujah Music Series, why they should go to YouTube and check out the Bucket Hat Chronicles. Go.
Because I'm him. Your mama ain't. Your dad ain't. But I am. Go listen to something. Go watch something. Believe in something.
That's why your dad got a pig leg and an iPad. Because you didn't listen to the Bucket Hat Chronicles on YouTube right now. Make sure y'all tap in with my guy, Archangel, man. I got to say thank you for being a guest on the show.
Love, bro.
Been a long time coming, and this won't be the last time. Because once we start the freestyle series, you know what's popping. You know what's happening. With that being said, now back to BrinkTV.